Hi guys, can you see me now? Is it working yet? Oh, yeah, it's finally working. How strange. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now? Am I actually live now? Does my microphone work? Oh boy. Hi. Yay. Okay. You know, oddly enough, yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, there was this other really big YouTuber who does a live stream every week after House of the Dragon drops. Like clockwork. His streams are at 10:15 Eastern. And they were delayed by like 5 to 10 minutes and everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And then he just went live. And I'm wondering if he had the same problem I just did, because like I clicked the button to go live. Everything on my end said I was live, but yet when I go look up my YouTube channel, it doesn't say I'm live. It says that like you're waiting for the stream, which is what was happening yesterday to me when I was trying to watch his stream. So, thanks YouTube. How are you guys doing? Feels like just yesterday I was talking to you guys about the BTS and Busan concert, and then the next day they announced that they were going to do the military. Raise your hand if it came as a surprise to you. I think I would guess that. Oh, you saw that? I thought I delayed it. No, I'm trying to be on time. You know me. I like to be on time. I'm a very punctual person, at least on the internet. Yeah, not a surprise, right? It's kind of like you're disappointed but not surprised, and also you feel relief. Mostly I felt relief. I was just like, finally, we have an answer. We have a path. Here's what's gonna happen. Here's what I have to wait for. And it's like, I don't think we're gonna be like, there's not gonna be a desert of content. Like, if there's anything that BTS and Big Hit are good at, it's giving us content. Even when we go, okay, we're ready for a break. We're ready for you to do your own thing and we'll chill on our end. And then they're like, here's some content, here's some content, here's some content, here's some content. Shove it all in your face. Not really surprised, definitely relieved. Now I can plan. Definitely not, it has not stopped since June. No. And according to the announcement, the release that Hive wrote to their investors, they have content planned like through at least half of next year. Which actually I'm confused by, because does that mean the rest of them are going to enlist by June of next year? I'm confused. I don't know, because I would think that they would have more content, but maybe they're just saying we have finished content that is ready to be released now, and we're going to release it on a steady drip between now and June of next year. And in the meantime, we're working on more content for after that. That's how I interpret it. But yeah, have you guys enjoyed the media globally eviscerating the South Korean government for like missing the opportunity to figure something out with them? And then personally, when I saw like all the outlets, all the media outlets in the West being like, South Korea government stands to lose billions of dollars from lack of BTS, and I'm like, okay, on the one hand, it's funny to see these articles, and but on the other hand, I'm like, I don't think those articles are accurate. because they're assuming that with BTS gone, there is no content that we're getting, and people are just gonna like stop wanting to go to Korea. And that's not how it works. Like I don't think they would lose. I don't know. I don't trust those articles, like even Forbes saying like, here's, you know, we think the government is going to lose X amount of billions of dollars, blah blah blah. I don't know what their metrics are. Like I don't know how they calculated that amount. Even if I enjoy seeing those articles, I don't think I agree with with the numbers that they give us. Group content. Group content until the end, until June of next year. Yeah, okay. That's fair. Yeah. I know that my money is on Run BTS. They literally just started those again. They must have pre-recorded those. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like that they're on YouTube now, like the flying yoga ones, because I was able to Chromecast them to my TV, and I can't do that with Weverse, and I couldn't do that very well with VLive, but also VLive finding anything on that app was a disaster. If you didn't click into it when you got the notification to watch Run BTS, it was lost. It was lost to the ages. You were never gonna find it again. But yeah, I'm just happy that BTS have a path, because I think for them, this is just my personal thoughts, but like no matter what the government had come up for them, whatever exemption, whatever, I don't think it was going to be culturally accepted in a way that would make them feel good about that choice about not enlisting. I think men enlisting in the military is so culturally ingrained that it's really weird for someone not to do it, for one thing. For another thing, even if you get an exemption, the way I've understood it, the way it's been explained to me and I've read up on it, you do alternative service. You don't actually get exempted. You just, I think, do like 3 years worth of service in your field of that you excelled at, which is sports or music. It sounds more like community service. Yeah, exactly. And then it lasts a much longer and you're beholden to the government and their whims for much longer. Please don't fall off. Thank you. And it also sounds like I don't know, like your life is not your own during those times. And then I also know that like, and it was a certain number of hours within a 3-year period, but you can still work at the same time. Yeah, but I don't know. It felt like a recipe for disaster where the government's like, you know, we want one thing and BTS are wanting something else, and we can just say that they're trying to shirk their, you know, their duty by not doing exactly what we want. I don't know. It just, when you give someone a big public celebrity some kind of special treatment, it just opens the door to resentment, and it opens the door for the government to be able to manipulate that public perception and into making BTS do more. So I think to satisfy like their legal obligations, to satisfy their personal desire to just do what everyone in their culture does, and to be able to get this out of the way as cleanly as possible, going to the military was just inevitable and the best choice. Yeah, and I don't know, some of the takes I've seen on Twitter have been interesting, because I think we all kind of knew that this was coming. I mean, I've talked about it with you guys before, like several times, where we all already kind of knew that like BTS had wanted the Map the Soul 7 tour to be this beautiful bookend to their entire career, the album is literally written in a way that is referencing their earlier stuff, like, and them reflecting on those ideas and growing from them. So, and then the fact that the pandemic like fucked all that up, like, of course it was devastating. We've been new. And then recently I've just seen a bunch of takes of people being like, now with BTS enlisting, it really hits home that they didn't get the end of their chapter 1 the way they wanted. And I'm just like, hello, welcome to the party. I don't know, maybe I'm just being mean, but I was just like, this is not new information. This is just a public confirmation of everything that this fandom has already known, because we get the information first. We know them the best. We read between the lines because they give us enough information and let us read between the lines, and they want us to do that because in that way they can give us information that isn't readily interpreted by the media and can't be reported on. It's like the same way, like the biggest example I can think of is like when what was their last documentary? Was it not Burn the Stage, not Break the Silence, whichever one came last, when like they were talking about how difficult it was, and like some members didn't know if they would be able to overcome like their differences and the difficulty of their career and considered disbanding because it was too much. And then they cut away to like a brief snippet of their acceptance speech at, was it Mama 2018? I think it was Mama. Yeah. And you see, and because we know that acceptance speech so well, you can see that like Taeyong is crying in the background of that acceptance speech really hard. And you can read in between the lines and say, I think they're trying to say that he was the one who was having a hard time. But it's only something that an actual army can interpret and understand, not something that the general public or media can understand. And BTS have done that like a bunch of places. So I just thought it was I don't know, I just thought it was it makes me feel very special that I know everything about BTS before everyone else. It definitely had the potential to be twisted. Yeah. How was the replay of the Busan concert Saturday night? I unfortunately could not watch it because I was at one of my good friends' wedding, and I mean, she couldn't move her wedding for me because she's ungrateful. Is buffering a lot? Really? Really? A replay? Really? You would think it would be easier. Because instead of having to aggregate the like data of a million different cameras and sounds into one live stream, you are replaying a recording. So all that hard part is done. Good on my end. Okay. Okay, one buffering, one good. Anyone else want to chime in? Yeah. I asked you guys on Twitter if you knew anywhere where I could watch the full thing as a VOD somewhere. You guys sent me some nice links, which was really nice. Thank you. I haven't checked them out yet, but I think some of them work. No subs on the TV app though, which was... I don't know how to interpret that face, but I got you. It was everything. Then I fell asleep at the end and missed yet to come because it was so late. I got all the menus though. What menus? What menus? Is my music too loud? It glitched twice. Interesting. I mean, I know I heard all the mens. Oh, that makes sense. I thought Bora like posted a screenshot on Twitter saying that like she sees subs when they were doing their ments. Or did I imagine that or misunderstand that? I don't know. I think I do think we're spoiled, but we also have the subs were poorly done. That's annoying. Like we have high expectations because we have been given this expectation that anything we get from Weverse, from Big Hit, from BTS, but I'm excluding them from this right now, like is going to be high quality. That is the reputation they've wanted. That is the brand that they've wanted, and that's what they've delivered on. Which means that when they do something and it's egregious, like they're having this big free concert and it crashes. They don't have good subs. Like they didn't sub Weverse lives until Jimin saw someone was it Jimin who saw someone complaining about it and passed on the message to Weverse? It's like all of those things are like, we're like, what the fuck? Come on. This is like basic necessity for us to enjoy this. I watched the men's on my phone because I had subs there instead of on the computer. Well, that's even weirder. You would think that the watching it on a laptop or a PC would be the same as watching it on your phone. In theory, it should be. Sounds like they still have more work to do figuring out their streaming. It just sucks because the quality, I think, the quality of my enjoyment goes down when I don't understand what they're saying. Because unfortunately, I don't speak Korean. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I don't have the time. I do have the Learn Korean with BTS packages, both of them, BTS and Tiny Tan. I've opened them once, and then my life took over again. So they're sitting on my shelf behind me. I saw a tweet the other day that was like, "Hey, you now have time to learn Korean now that you have free time." And I was like, haha, we're not getting free time. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're getting loads and loads of content. There really is. There's not going to be a desert. There just isn't. It's the TV app itself that had issues. Oh yeah, I forgot that there was you could do the Weverse app. I can't do that on my TV. That's cool though. I wish they would expand it. I wish they would work with Chromecast so that if you have a Chromecast, like you can just project it to the TV. The same way you can project anything on YouTube, on Twitch, on Netflix, on Hulu, on whatever, like all those things directly project. Weverse, let me directly project these beautiful men onto my big TV. It's delayed. They should have had time to put in subs. Yeah, very true. Very true. Like, it's not like they talked that much. They made like some small comments in the beginning, which I missed because on the live, that was when it all crapped out. And then they had their ending mints. So there's not really that much to translate. I think it's high priority. I think you should translate the final public concert statements of these 7 men and their perhaps final time together before they all go off. So I think it's kind of important to translate that. I only watch half of it because I had to be up super early for work the next day. Ooh, on a Sunday, that sucks. I use an HDMI cable on my laptop. I do too. It just makes it annoying, like especially if it's not this one, but like if it's a concert where like you have multiple views. If I have my HDMI cord in my laptop is over there near the TV and I'm sitting on the couch. I can't keep running over to switch the views. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not easily accessible. Which is why I've started, with these early morning concerts and my husband being asleep, I just watch them on my monitor here because it's big and I can put my headphones in and then I have access to changing everything. Their last concert in theaters had no subs either. Yeah, I agree. I remember I went to fucking see it and I was like, this is fucking, like, come on. And it was a delayed showing by a couple hours. So I was just like, come on. Come on. You had time to put in subs. They're not saying that much. And what they are saying is important. It's very important to me. I love their music, but I also love them as people. And I want to know what they, the people, are saying. Wireless keyboard. You are so smart. You are so smart. Why didn't I think of that? Well, I'm lazy. I'd rather sit here. Yes, by 12 hours, especially to the general public. Yeah, come on. Like, do they not think we care about that? Do they think it's... Like, I know we all love BTS for their music first. But it's like, I love them for their music, and I want to hear what the artist is saying to me in this special concert place where it's a communion between me and the artist. I need to hear what they're saying. If I wanted just to hear their music, I'd watch like a YouTube video or like of a performance or a song. Like I want this precious live interaction with BTS. Please translate it for me. Like, thank God we have translators, but they shouldn't have to do this. They really shouldn't. I mean, I'm firmly on the track of like, you are utilizing all these translators for free labor, and they do things out of the goodness of their heart so that all of us feel included. Can you imagine how much harder it would be to be an international fan if you couldn't understand what BTS was saying all the time and they didn't translate everything all the time? I feel like you would feel excluded kind of easily. I feel like I would feel like there was a barrier to entry and the ticket was learning Korean and being able to understand Korean, and I would just be fucked, and I'd be like really frustrated and be like, I can't love you the way I want to. My dad went with me to the theater and was like, I want to know what they're saying. Right? And then you go, hang on, let me go find some Twitter translation. Takes you out of the moment. Can't do that. I feel like they put less effort for foreign fans lately, like the Proof Collector's Edition. A year of work, but they couldn't translate the interviews for that price. Yeah, I remember. I did not get the Collector's Edition. And I remember thinking like, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't spend $400 on this because I wouldn't have gotten the benefit out of it that I wanted. And I agree with you. I don't understand why they didn't translate it. I have other stuff in my bookshelf from them where things aren't translated, and I'm just like, you know what even annoys me? The there are like special acknowledgments in their albums, like when they write stuff and they thank people. Why can't I get that translated? It's a special little precious piece of my artist that I care about. I care about everything that they do and say and write. And they took the time to print their like special thanks, and include it in the album. So why can't you translate it into English so that I can understand? And I'm saying this because not just because I don't speak Korean and I do speak English, but because I've said this before. English is a language that many more people speak, and it's a lot easier to translate from English to some other language. So like if you speak Spanish, it's much easier if and like they do this on Twitter, where you have Korean armies translating into English and then someone who's Spanish speaking translating from English to Spanish. So I do wonder if some things get lost in translation, but it's better than nothing. And so if they had English translations as like a default for all the stuff that they do, then it would be a lot easier to spread that to other languages beyond English. They still go after translators on Twitter and such who try to translate the army membership stuff too, like the kits. I don't know. Probably. Because I haven't seen translation of the membership kits in a long time. Usually people go, hey, here's a link to my Google Drive where it's translated there. I'm not posting it on Twitter. And then it just like gets quietly spread around. Because yeah, they do say like, hey, this is extra special copyrighted content because you have to pay for the army membership. And I always think, okay, well, if I'm paying extra, then you have extra money to translate it for me. If I'm getting content that I then can't understand because it's not translated, why did I spend that extra money? Granted, the only reason I was getting the memberships was so that I could buy the tickets for their concerts. Speaking of concerts, are you guys looking forward to Argentina? Jin going to Argentina. Well, he flew today, right? He flew today to Argentina to perform with Coldplay. Someone said that it's like a 24-hour flight from Korea to there. Jesus fucking Christ. Yay, you got your tickets. That's gonna be amazing. That's gonna be so amazing. I wonder if he will also sing My Universe with them. I was talking about this with my husband. He was like, well, what is Jin gonna sing? Just his like one line? And I'm like, no. He's gonna sing all of it. He's gonna sing like all of it with Chris Martin, the way Chris Martin does when they've been performing it. Like, just they'll sing the whole thing together. Is Jin just performing on the 28th or also the 29th? I think the stuff that we got said he was only performing on the 28th. Or like not only, but they were all talking about the 28th. So the way I understood it, I'm not gonna be able to find it easily. Wait, hold on, I saved the picture. No, just kidding, I'm not gonna find it, just the 28th. Yeah. I kind of wish Jin would do both days, but our men are so like polite, and they don't want to overstay their welcome, and they don't want to take the spotlight away from anyone, and they're so humble, and they want to not be assholes, that they're such kind human beings, like, and they're so considerate and diplomatic as artists. But sometimes I'm just like, but I want more. Granted, I think they're just returning the favor from like when they performed My Universe at was it the last day of PTD concert in LA, and Chris Martin like randomly appeared for that last song and performed it and then immediately ran off stage. Chris Martin was like, I'm here for one purpose only. Okay, I'm done. Bye. I can't believe he flew all the way to Argentina to promote the song. Of course, he gets to sing with Chris, but still, I love them together. Me too. Like, I was also talking about this with my husband, that like for the rap line, who have all of this, they have their own solo discography already, they could all have concerts right now. They could all perform like a repertoire of music, and it would be comfortable, it would be easy. But for the vocal line, they have a lot less solo music that they can perform, which and I also think that, and in conjunction with the fact that I think they feel less confident performing on their own. So I think it's really like, it's a perfect match to have Jin have his solo debut with the support of another group, like of another band, of an established band that knows how to play, knows how to perform, and Chris Martin as his big support. Like, that is the safest, most comfortable way for Jin to be able to have his solo debut right before he has to go to the military, you know, in a way that is like most likely to succeed and most likely to be a good experience for him. I just think it's so special, and I really love that he and Chris Martin connected so well. And I also think I think there was some speculation online that this song was like starting to be like was written when Chris Martin came to visit Korea for My Universe. Um, and and you remember how Chris Martin gave his like favorite guitar to Jin, and at that time, like we didn't know about any of the other songs that they or the like they we thought it was all just My Universe, and hearing that like Jin probably really opened up to Chris Martin and like told him how he was feeling about all of the stuff that's going on with them and the enlistment thing, and like they connected so strongly, and that I think was the reason that Chris Martin gave him his guitar, and I find that really touching. My Universe was a long time ago. When was My Universe? I still really like when I go to stores and I hear My Universe being played. Every single time I hear it, I'm like really pleased. My Universe came out on September 24th of 2021. Story checks out. Songs take a long time to be made. I'm glad BTS found Coldplay. Me too. Me too. I feel like it was beneficial in both directions because I think we all know that for BTS having someone in their corner, like an actual role model to look up to of a band that's been together for many, many years, who don't give a fuck about what they're supposed to do in the Western music industry to succeed, and who just, continue to tour around the globe having sold out concerts with their fans and just, not giving a shit about anything else and being just unproblematic. Like, that is a great example for BTS, and it's something for them to see as a goal for themselves, because they've always said so many times how they are walking a path and there's no one in front of them. They have absolutely no idea what's supposed to come next. They have no role models, no mentors, and how scary that was. So, we all agree that this was very beneficial for BTS, but I also think it was beneficial for Coldplay, because I also think that being such a successful band, like just doing their own thing, sometimes it can feel like there's nothing new. There's no more new experiences to be had as an artist. It's just you and your fans. And I wonder if, especially like them getting in touch with BTS, and which to them before they got in touch seemed like such a crazy idea because they thought they were so different. Like Chris Martin has talked about that in, many interviews, saying how like it didn't seem like it would make sense at all. But then once we got together, we realized, oh no, like we are the perfect groups to come together and make music together. I'm hoping that the relationship with BTS gives them like more creative spark and motivation, to explore their music in different ways with different people, to work more with individual members of BTS, with Hybe artists, Korean artists, like exploring their music in a different way and being like the big brothers for BTS. That would just make me so happy. I wonder if they knew about this song in June, because we didn't know then there was a song coming. We thought Jin would be last. Yeah, I think they did. I think the way I understand of how BTS works, I think they have like they sketch out their path of like what content they want to do, who's going to probably release things, and they leave wiggle room of like, hey, well, if like here's the tentative order that we're going to do things. If you progress faster on your content, on your music than we think, then we'll switch the order. We can do this, we can do that. Like we have flexibility, but in general, I think they have like a tentative plan that's really far into the future, and they make it more detailed as time gets closer and things develop. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they knew that this song was coming. In the documentary about My Universe, Chris mentioned how weird it was at first. Yeah, exactly. I think working with BTS opened them up creatively and mentally in a way that Coldplay, in a way that they hadn't expected either, which makes me happy. I have a question for you guys. I was in Twitter earlier today and I saw that everybody was talking about the next BTS and how stupid of a concept that is, but I don't know in reference to what. Did something happen that we were all responding to? My timeline is generally pretty clean, so I never really see like the source of an issue. I just see people's reactions to it. And then I'm like, okay, I agree with your reaction. What are we talking about? I don't know. Billboard announced a new award show for K-pop. What is this? In Korea. No, not you. Billboard. Oh, I have Billboard blocked on Twitter. Maybe that's why. Billboard K-pop Korea. Let's Google that. Billboard Korea K-pop Hot 100. Is that what we're talking about? A Billboard award show in Korea and said they were looking for the next BTS. Are they really doing like an audition music show? Haven't we done so many of those already? Korea already has so many of those. None of them have found BTS. None of them are going to. It's part of the K Culture Festival hosted by the Korean Ministry of Tourism. Like, look, can someone like send me something on Twitter? Google is not being helpful. Those are probably shitty search words. I'm not good at the internet anymore, and I don't really want to be good at the internet. I'm trying to not be chronically online. Thank you. Let me go see what you sent me. In collaboration with American music magazine Billboard, the festival will launch the K-pop Billboard Awards to celebrate the achievements of K-pop artists who have made their names on the Billboard rankings. The winners will be announced in an online ceremony that will be held during the festival period. This is part of our mission to find the next BTS. You will fail. We will not limit our nominees to the festival attendees. Instead, we will strictly adhere to Billboard's point system and honor winners by visiting their studios if necessary. They plan to expand the K Billboard Award next year by inviting heavyweights from the global music industry and holding a meetup event for them. I mean, good for them if they want to do this. Like, I don't begrudge them trying to find a way to merge genres and music artists in the West and in the East. But the part where they're trying to find the next BTS is stupid to me. You don't need to find the next BTS. Just go create a place where people can be creative together and we can celebrate some good music. If there's any to be had. I reserve judgment. It's an award show, not an audition. I think they want the next BTS because then they can say, oh, BTS isn't that special after all. Yeah, well, I mean, they keep thinking that ARMY is fickle. They still haven't figured out why we're here, why we are so fervent in our enthusiastic support of BTS. They just don't get it. They don't get it. This is just further proof that they don't get it. If that's true, then BTS should win everything. I mean, one thing that I'm confused about is, well, I mean, I only have this screenshot of the article, but like, if they're trying to do a award show for artists who ranked on Billboard, Billboard isn't big in Korea. That's what gaon GAON is for. That's the Billboard equivalent in Korea for music charts. Gaon and melon, which may or may not be the same thing, or think they're separate. I don't know. I did some analysis of this before, but I've forgotten everything. When we do my big live stream where we talk about BTS and ARMY's legacy, I have all of that documented out for you guys, but we'll get there. So like basically if they're gonna only invite artists who have ranked on Billboard, then are they focused on American Billboard? Like if you're a Korean artist who broke through onto the American Billboard, you're not gonna have that many artists. You're gonna have maybe like a handful. I don't get this. The ceremony is on Friday early morning for us on EST. It's just disrespectful to all artists, greedy people. I mean, if they want to do it early, cool. I don't care. I'm not watching it. I could barely watch anything when BTS was a part of it. Just... I don't care. I don't care about anyone except BTS. We can... Again, this is easier if I have the... I literally broke out the generations of K-pop and like what artists belong to what gen. And all of the... Like, BTS is 3rd gen. And all of the other artists that were big in 3rd gen are all disbanded in the military, doing solo stuff. Like, the only one that's still around is BTS. And you can, people talk about Blackpink. Blackpink is kind of categorized as Gen 3.5 because they debuted, I think, in 2016 or 2017, something like that. So several years after BTS and the rest of the people in the 3rd gen category. So like any other artist beside BTS that I kind of enjoyed was typically in that 3rd gen category. They're all gone. The ones that have replaced them are all young rookie artists. Like I wish them well, but none of them hold my attention. None of them hold a candle to BTS or even like any of the other old groups for what they were. Like, they're too young. Like, there is no really amazing performer who can command a stage the way BTS can. There were some other groups that tried that were 3rd gen groups that are gone. What is there to watch on any of these award shows? Especially well, I mean, the American ones are a shit show, but especially the K-pop ones, the mama, they're not K-pop shows, the Korean award shows. But yeah, you get what I mean. There was no need to create another award show, especially when South Korea already had so many award shows. Exactly. BTS isn't there anyway, not watching it. Yes, exactly. But I mean, like, from that little screenshot I read, it sounds like they're just trying to find a way to connect Western and Korean artists as a way to merge the music markets, as a way to expose fans of any particular artist to the other side. And I get it. They're trying. Like it's their effort like is justified. I just think they don't have to drag BTS into this. Like, leave BTS out of it. You don't have to reach as your first goal, I'm gonna find the next BTS. Your first goal can be, I want to find an artist that both sides really enjoy. Like, you know, both music markets really enjoy. I want to find collaboration and synergy between artists that haven't met each other before and create new music that is appealing for, you know, more people. Like, that can be your goal. Or make it a goal of, like, I want to spread more awareness of Korean culture in the West. I want to spread more awareness of what American music industry is like in the East. which, I mean, to be fair, doesn't necessarily need to be a goal because, like, the Western music industry is so dominant in the world. America, especially America, exports all of its pop culture to the rest of the fucking world already. So I don't think we need to do more of that. But yeah. Since this festival is organized by the Ministry of Tourism, that should be the emphasis, Korean music or culture. I agree. Maybe it will be. I just don't understand. Finding the next BTS is shorthand for we want to find an artist that appeals globally. But then say that. Don't drag BTS into this because those are fighting words. The minute you bring that up, all of us are just gonna say, no, you fucking won't. BTS is a unicorn. They are a black swan. They are a miracle of pain, blood, sweat, tears, and love that can never be recreated. And that's okay. You can enjoy something for its unique qualities and aspire to have a similar effect without being like, I want to be the next you. Just annoying. The other, I think it boils down to money. They want ARMY or whoever to spend their money, but we won't. They don't understand us then, which we knew. But again, when you throw BTS's name around, we just all get pissy. That's not how you get our attention. You know, on that note, I will say, we know that they don't. Apparently not. You know, because ARMY is so steadfastly loyal, like fiercely loyal, like unbelievably loyal to BTS, I think probably the only instance I've seen where our fandom, our loyalty has been acknowledged and treated with care is Big Hit and Hype, you know, their company, because they have other artists now, right? Homegrown artists like TXT and Hypen, artists that were acquired, although they don't care as much about the artists that were acquired. They've been, in my opinion, a little more nicer to the artists that they put together themselves. But the way that TXT and Hypen were introduced to ARMY and some, was very gentle, and it allowed room for armies. If some army was like, I also am interested in TXT, and then maybe they become a MOA, like they've done that very carefully while also allowing us armies who don't want to become a big fan of the other groups to just be able to be like, oh, you exist. The material that has been presented to me, the content that I've seen, is not supplanting BTS or trying to force them out or trying to show TXT and Hypen as equal peers to BTS. It's all been very carefully done so that it's clear that like BTS is the first, the best, the major breadwinner of this company, and the reason that I'm paying attention at all. But we're not going to throw that in your face either. It's just an accepted background fact, and we're going to present material to you where BTS might have a chance to mentor these younger groups, and you get to see it on camera. Like when BTS met up with TXT at a concert and backstage at a music show, or when they went on the Hypen or something island. I can't remember the show that they went on to like talk to the future members of Hypen. Like, it's all been very carefully done, and my feelings as an ARMY have been considered in how all of this information and content is given to me, and I really appreciate it because my claws would have come out really quickly if they hadn't been careful. I only part with my hard-earned cash for BTS music merch and events. Amen. They're also very protective of TXT and Hypen to not put pressure on them to be the next BTS, but instead to find their own sound. Yes, exactly. Exactly. They've been very sternly told, do not try to copy BTS. It won't work. Find who you are. Find your own identity, and your fans will come from that. It's that same rule of whatever you do, your music has to be honest. It has to be about you. So I've just and I also think because they are younger, they in general appeal to a younger demographic whose values, priorities, concerns, stressors are going to be different. So they make music about the things that they care about, the things that are frustrating and upsetting them, their dreams, their hopes, and those look different. Like the kind of music that TXT makes is so different from what BTS makes. Same thing with Enhypen. And that's why when I listen to some of their music sometimes, when I get the notifications from the big hit YouTube channel, I click into them and I'm like, oh, okay. This is going over my head, but I appreciate the effort. Like, I feel really old listening to their music because I'm like, yeah, I remember when I felt like that, I think. It almost seems like South Korea is preparing for when BTS is no longer active. Sucks to be them, because Yoongi or JK said they'll still be BTS at 70. I mean, on the one hand, I don't begrudge a country which had a genre of music that predated BTS and who are trying to build their soft power in the world through their cultural exports like music, TV, movies. I don't begrudge them that. My only personal gripe is that they keep throwing BTS's name around as either like BTS approves of blah blah blah, as kind of like a stamp of approval in order to get our attention, or saying that like we're gonna find the next BTS in order to get our attention, or when the media drags BTS in or critiques them about something that's not even related to them. Like, leave those poor men alone. They have worked so fucking hard. They have earned, like, so many times over the right to their privacy and the right to be treated with respect by their fucking national media. And that's not even talking about Western media and the shit show that is. But yeah, so like that is my issue. Leave them alone. Stop being so dickish to them. They are not your scandal mongers. Like, they have earned the right to be treated with respect for all that they've done for South Korea as a country, as a culture, and as as a fucking national economy. Like, Jesus Christ. I see no end to people using BTS's name. Yeah, I know. I agree. And that's why I find it so admirable that BTS do not speak out publicly about any of this. They write about all this shit in their music. They channel all of their feelings into making these ragers that are so fucking good, that are so prolific. And in the end, I kind of think that it is a harsher, like, comeback when BTS diss someone, like a person or society or the government, in their music, and the music is so catchy that people won't stop playing it in public, online, everywhere. Because then it's like, not only if you're the perpetrator of something bad against BTS, not only do you know that BTS do not like what you've done, everyone in the fucking world knows what you've fucking done and what BTS thought of it. Classiest thing they could fucking do, in my opinion. But yeah. Speaking of the South Korean government, the other day I was also seeing stuff bleeding over from K-Army into the international army space on Twitter about, like, apparently there's protests going on right now in South Korea about the government. something related to corruption. And like people demonstrating in the streets, and it's like a shit ton of people. I don't know any of the details, but I saw at least one K-Army saying that like it's really good that BTS committed to going to the military and didn't wait for any special exemption from the government, because the government is looking really corrupt right now. So that idea would have bled over into BTS being corrupt or like enjoying special privileges because of their connection to the government. I saw that one tweet but could not find anything about it in the news. Yeah, so that's why I'm confused, because I'm not really sure what's going on, and you know, it's a lot harder to figure out what's going on when it's something happening in a different country in a different language, because there's going to be a lot less English coverage over it. Or who knows, maybe the person I saw talking about this online was making it up or giving a false video. Who the fuck knows? I saw they want the president gone or something. Let me see if there's any more information about it now. South Korea protests this year. President corruption. Come on, Google. I do not see anything. I do not see anything. Wait. Rival rallies march through Seoul after arrest of aide to DP chief. Tens of thousands, this is 2 days ago, tens of thousands of protesters from both sides of the political aisle marched through central Seoul on Saturday, venting their frustration. Load, please. Venting their frustration over a range of issues involving the former and current administration. Liberal protesters mostly called for conservative President Yoon Suk-yeol to step down and seize his political revenge against the Democratic Party. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Conservative protesters want to detain blah, blah, blah. Okay, so everyone is upset with the government. And this was 2 days ago. There's other... Yeah, okay. I guess there was some large-scale political rallies happening in Seoul over this past weekend. Dramatic. Eeny weeny. Anything else happened lately? We've talked about BTS announcing that they're enlisting. Talked about Jin and Argentina. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm never gonna get over that. It's funny. We've talked about ARMY's reaction on Twitter. We've talked about these stupid K-pop Billboard Awards. Yeah, I don't know. We're just waiting on what's JK doing. I saw some random tweet saying that he went to Qatar, but I didn't take the time to verify it. Is that right? Is that wrong? I want Wuta. Yeah, hold on. Let's look this up. Jungkook, Qatar. People keep saying that Jungkook left for Qatar. Why? Why is he going? And he also apparently he arrived in Qatar. Why? Why is he there? Jungkook is leaving for Qatar on the morning of October 24th through the Seoul Gimpo Business Nice Aviation Center in blah, 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 for the 2022 Qatar World Cup promotion schedule. That doesn't explain anything to me. What does he have to do with the Qatar promotional schedule? Oh, World Cup promotion. Why is he there for the World Cup? That's the rumor. There's no official word from Hybe about JK. I mean, I just literally saw some people posting videos of Jungkook leaving the airport in Qatar, and then other people saying delete, you know, because they're oversharing when they shouldn't be. But there's pictures of him literally being there. World Cup is going to be in Qatar, and is it next year? Or is it in... No, the World Cup is this year. In November? I think it's in November. There's a rumor that he will perform there with Charlie Puth. Ooh, okay. Honestly, them all splitting up to do 7 different things is even more chaotic than it was before, because now it's they're all going in different directions all over the world. Like nothing is off limits. I don't think like it's in November 20th or something like that. Yeah, I think you're right. World Cup 2022 starts. I just typed in 2032 because I can't type. Yep, you're right. Sunday, November 20th, and it ends on Sunday, December 18th. And I remember this. They were saying that, like, usually the World Cup is in the summer, but it has to be in the winter in Qatar because it's so fucking hot there. Why is he helping the World Cup promotional schedule? What are these men up to? I feel like we're getting a deeper insight into like their interests based on what they choose to do. Like they've all had time to develop into, you know, adult men with their own interests, hobbies, things that they want to pursue and get better at. And we get to watch them explore that creatively in real time. And just be like, really? You're into the World Cup? All right, JK. I'm here for it. Maybe it has to do with the Hyundai promotions for the World Cup. Yeah, that's the other thing. I was wondering if that was part of it as well, especially because the music video they did for yet to come Hyundai version was World Cup related. Hyundai is one of the sponsors of the FIFA World Cup 2022. I think South Korea is trying to campaign to host the next World Cup. Oh, okay. All right. Lots of reasons. All those make sense. It's interesting that they sent JK there alone. Or they just like, JK, you got this. You're all we need over there. You can figure it out. JK's like, yep. But if it's November 20th, why is he there so soon? It's a mystery. Bet you he's making other content. Either he's filming something, he's meeting up with someone to make music or content. Maybe he's meeting up with Charlie Puth there early so that they can make more music together. Who knows? Granted, they already released their Left and Right song recently, so typically I feel like artists who collab release one song together and then that's it. They like wait a long time, if ever, before doing another song together. South Korea is looking to host a bunch of events. Well, this is what I mean by soft power. Like, they are using the popularity of their pop culture, their TV shows, movies, and music, and BTS in particular, to draw attention to themselves, to make people, you know, want to do things for them. One of which is if you get selected for the World Cup, lots of people come to your country. That brings in a shit ton of money. Like, the reason all these countries want to host all these events is because it brings a shit ton of money into your country. It's really good for the development of your country. Good for your GDP, especially in, you know, the crazy world we live in today. Recovering from a pandemic, supply shortages and inflation and all that shit. Something he may sing the theme song for the World Cup. What's the theme song for the World Cup? Music video. Yes, we win. I won't say no. Charlie did say there was a performance coming, just didn't say when or where. Well, why not in fucking Qatar? The world is your stage when you're BTS. So we don't know what the rest of them are doing now, right? Namjoon is taunting us with his mixtape. That's apparently done. The official song is sung by a French rapper. He sings in French and Arabic. Well, ouch. That's cool. Do I know him? Qatar World Cup theme song. No, I don't know this artist. Cool. I will listen to it later. Yeah, you guys saw that story from Namjoon, right? Where he like put the word master over like master.zip for his next mixtape. And I'm just like, I hate you. Can I see this? Can I listen to it? You're just gonna taunt me? Just gonna taunt me with the thing that I want and can't have? How long do I have to wait? Wait, but he announced that his mixtape is probably coming out next, right? That's what he told us in a live a while ago, right? A content desert? What's that? I don't know that. I've never experienced it in my life. Where BTS is concerned, it's more like a content flood. I can barely breathe. Yeah, we don't know what Yoongi's up to. Honestly, Yoongi probably is preparing for the military. Because he's next, right? Maybe RM will drop his album in December. That would be cool. But hold on. Cat? I keep hearing someone scratching something. It's probably one of my cats. I don't think it would be December because the physical shipments, like the CDs, the album for like the albums for Jin's song, The Astronaut, are going to be released in December. If you bought them from Weavers, which I did because I have no chill. So if that's the case, then theoretically there would be a spike of sales, so he would maybe chart at that time. So if Namjoon dropped his next album around that time, it would be like competing. If Jin is dropping, it will be sooner. Man, I don't know anymore. Like, they give us such little like prep time before they throw things at us now. Whereas they used to give us a lot more prep time. Like maybe you would find out about something like an album maybe a month in advance. Or am I misremembering this? Cause they just keep throwing content at us and I'm just like, I like this. I can't breathe. You're not giving me time to sit with this because the next thing is coming. But also I'm not complaining that much. I like it. I love it. Then Jin is going to be on Running Man and I have no idea how to watch it. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know either. I'm going to depend on the Army Information Network to let me know the best place to watch it. What a time to be alive. I've never been so pleased to know BTS so well that by now, like, them separating just gives me 7 times the content, and I know them, so it's, although to be fair, like, they're releasing stuff and I feel like I'm relearning who they are and their identity and how they've grown since, you know, the last time they creatively released something. What is this noise? I feel like one of my cats somewhere has gotten into a cardboard box. Ugh. All right. Well, I think it's a good place to end it. I just wanted to. I have this double feeling about dropping albums now. Like, yes, giving music, but I'm not ready for you to go yet. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Yeah. I mean, I'm ready for them to give me whatever they want, and I also wonder, like, maybe they're being fast about dropping all of this stuff because they want to be around to see our reactions to it before they have to go to the military, right? Like, it would be easier for them to be here and watch us and see us react and enjoy their stuff, and it would be more pleasurable and satisfying for them rather than having a drop while they're in the military, because I feel like that would rob you of the joy of people discovering and reacting for the first time to something that you've just put out into the world. One more thing that I just wanted to bitch about is this whole, like, inevitably aunties have crawled out of the woodwork to bitch about how Hobie didn't have a physical album for his album. It was digital. And they were mad that Jin did for his single. And at the end of the day, I'm like, this isn't that big a deal. This isn't that big a deal. Like, okay, you didn't like his artistic choice. Okay. And the world didn't end. And yet they've started accusing, like, Hybe of mistreating him, abusing him, holding Hobie back, because it was supposed, like, I guess their choice to not give him a physical album. No, Hobie made that choice. And I've talked about this before, where I think one of the reasons he might have decided to do that is that it costs a lot of money to make a physical album. Like, it costs money to manufacture it, to you know, put all the stuff in it, all the photo cards and all that stuff, to distribute it to retail locations around the world. Like, all of that costs money. So in the end, the amount of money that he would, like, the amount of profit that he would make from the album might be less than if he just released it digitally and then let people buy the physical album with all the goodies in it, if they wanted. Like, you know, like, that's what he had through Weverse. It was like, hey, if you actually want a physical goodie box, like everything except the CD, like photo cards, photo books, blah, 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 you can get that. It's there for you. But we're not going to distribute it globally so that you can order it through Target and Amazon and whatever. Like, you have to get it through us, Weverse, and it'll take a while for it to get to you. So yeah, so when all those aunties were freaking out about it, I was like, you're so annoying. And then there was, like, some stupid hashtag trending, and I looked through the I have a Chrome extension where I have the block button as like it's next, like, you know, like on Twitter you have the button for retweet, hearting, and I don't know, sending via DMs or bookmarking it. I also have a button for blocking on there, which is really nice. I recommend it. So I just was literally going through the list of everyone who had used that hashtag and blocking them. And I really quickly realized they were all copy pasting the same exact thing. There was like 3 or 4 different types of text that was being copy pasted. And most of them were copy pasting like a text that was written as if it was like a casual, as if it was a real person writing it. like of like, I can't believe this is happening. Oh my god, we need to do something about Hybe, angry hashtags. And I'm just like, you guys are fucking bots. This is so dumb. Is this like two people who are mad who've made a bunch of fake accounts so they can trend a stupid fake hashtag? Is this other fake bots that are created by, like, I don't know, other malicious people or malicious companies who want to stir up controversy on the internet in the hopes that that will make BTS less popular? Like, I don't know what it was, but it was so fucking dumb. It was so fucking dumb. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It does not fucking matter if he has a physical album or not. Enjoy the fucking music. Stop being his manager. A vinyl is physical. Oh yeah, didn't he release a vinyl? I came across a rant about it, rolled my eyes, and moved on. I find all their releases to be so them. Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's the other. I was just mad at the stupid Twitter algorithm because it kept showing me that hashtag. And I was like, I don't care. It's full of bots. I've blocked like 50 people already, like 50 accounts. Like, leave me alone. And then it kept popping up again, so I'd go back in and block more. So fucking dumb. So stupid. Like, it's not that hard to trust BTS. It really isn't. Just trust BTS means let them do their own thing. Don't worry about them. All you have to do is enjoy the music. That's it. That's what trust BTS means. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Do not be their manager. Do not be their spokesperson. You don't need to be their manty. You don't need to be their mom. These are adult men. Let them deal with their own shit. You just get to enjoy the music. It's the easiest job in the world. Oh, well. On that note, I also saw some stuff going around on my timeline about people arguing with other people about what is an army. And, like, I don't know, gatekeeping, whether you can consider yourself an army or not, if you like other music, or if you don't have BTS in your top 5 on Spotify. Look, like, I don't care if somebody else wants to have this debate, this argument, and be very passionate about it. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. I'm not gonna gatekeep this. I am. If somebody else is trying to say that they want to be considered a fan of BTS, okay. Okay, I don't care. Like, I guess I didn't really understand why people were yelling about it. I'm like, if someone wants to say on the internet that they are an army, what harm does that do? Okay, let them go say it. I don't care. If they listen to at least one BTS song, that's one more stream for BTS. If they say something positive for BTS on Twitter, that's one more positive tweet for BTS on Twitter. I don't care. I literally do not fucking care who calls themselves an army or not. I only care about me. And I'm pretty fucking confident in that I'm an army. So, I don't know if you guys saw what I was talking about. I don't know if you disagree. Or if you agree with me, or if you think that I'm being too nice. I think some people are getting way too caught up in that instead of being focused on their life. Yeah, that's generally how I feel. But again, I also don't care. If somebody wants to have this argument, cool, go have it. I just don't want to see it. I'm gonna mute or block you because I don't care about this in any way, shape, or form. I've never, in all the years that I've been army, I've never been able to find a definition for what is army that I find accurate and all-inclusive, because I do think that being an army means can look different. And I also think not everybody has the same relationship with music, with a streaming platform, with a social media platform. Like, It all looks different. And at the end of the day, if I was an artist and somebody out there was listening to my music in some fashion and saying, I really like being your fan and I want to be called your fan. Okay, then I'm happy. Not everybody is going to like my work the same exact way, so like, why am I being critical? They like it at least. That's all I can ask for. And Hypen member were all originally Big Hit trainee and joined B-Lift. Currently, Hybe owns a 46% stake in the company. If the company is dissolved, who will get to manage and Hypen? So when you own a percent stake in something, you own that percent of the profit, kind of. Like, that's the easiest way of looking at it. So whatever money, like right now, whatever money and Hypen makes, 46% of that profit goes to Hybe. If the company were to dissolve, in that dissolution, you have to split up the assets. And if the other part of B-Lift, the CJENM, was like, we are owed, like, we want you to monetarily compensate us for the percent profit stake we had, like, pay us now what you think you're going to get out of in Hypen going forward, and we'll go away and you can keep managing them. And they'll figure that out and negotiate out in a, like, they'll have negotiations of how to split that up in a way that's equitable, so that CJENM would be able to go away saying we got our money's worth, and that equivalent money's worth is what Hybe now has in managing and Hypen. So, does that answer your question? Hopefully that kind of made sense. I can't believe you gave me a business question at 9:30 p.m. Okay, you're welcome. I think I've gotten a good idea that my new streaming setup seems to work. My microphone seems to work. I'm gonna have to play back my stream to see. I don't think you guys have heard any buzzing sounds, have you? I don't think you have. If you were to ask me how I fixed the buzzing sound, I have absolutely no fucking idea. I have absolutely no idea why my microphone and all my technology works now. I have played around with it, but it didn't work, and I retweaked it in the same way multiple times, and then all of a sudden it started to work. And I kind of feel like I bullied it, or I was just so annoying that my equipment was like, fine, will work. So, yeah, it works. Which means I'm hopefully going to be able to do a stream soon where I can do at least the first part of my legacy of BTS and ARMY presentation. I don't know if there's some of you who don't know, I put together a big ass PowerPoint trying to, in my own words, kind of explain the context around BTS and ARMY in a way that answers the question, why is BTS like so loved by ARMY? Why is ARMY so fucking loyal? And how did we transform the fandom space and K-pop as an industry through our and BTS's existence? Because we have. And also why does everyone who's not an ARMY hate the ARMY fandom so much? All those things I'm gonna talk about and answer. And the reason I wanted to do this is because I was seeing people on Twitter who were newer fans talking about how they didn't know that it was hard. They thought it was always easy to chart stuff. And the rest of us reacting in horror like, no, it has only become easier in recent years, And it is a particular formula of the music being in all English and the number of people in this fucking fandom and the fact that all English songs are able to be played on the radio in America that have allowed BTS music to chart so fucking well. And that it used to be a fucking nightmare. And it was really demoralizing how many millions of streams would get taken away when we were streaming the music video on the first day of a comeback. It was extremely painful. Millions and millions of views would just disappear in an instant. And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? And the reason why we cared about that at the time was because it was the only metric that was so visible and so obvious that you couldn't ignore BTS breaking records of like the number of views of a music video on the first day of release, because especially the Western media was ignoring them and they didn't want to admit that they were in any way, shape, or form successful. So when we were streaming all of their music in such high numbers on the first day and breaking all these records that other Western artists couldn't break, it forced the spotlight on them and it forced the positive attention on them that they deserved. And that's why that used to be something that was so important. And now our relationship with with streaming is still there, but it's changed a little bit over time. And that's something else that I wanted to discuss in this presentation. It is really hard to find a way to easily summarize all of this stuff because it's taking almost 9.5 years of a fandom's existence and trying to explain it in a way that does not take 9.5 years to explain. So I am apparently going to try, though, with your guys' participation, because the whole reason I want to do that presentation live is so that you guys can chime in with your thoughts, because I'm not perfect and I wasn't around this entire time. I only joined the fandom in January of 2018, and I only really joined the online space in October of 2018. So there's large parts of the history before that I've only read about and I only know about from my discussions with people. So if any of you were around in that time and want to chime in, actually at any point, you are more than welcome, because I want this to be a group project. Will HYBE be able to release pre-recorded content while BTS is in military, as long as it's not monetized, or will nothing be allowed? From what I read, it seems like HYBE can release anything that was made before BTS went to the military, is the way I understand it. I could be wrong. They could maybe say like, no, if it had to be released before day one of your military service. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to ask someone who's more knowledgeable about how all of this works. Weren't you going to do a react to army collections? I sent pictures. I did. I have them all. I have them all prepared to look at. I didn't want to do them today because I wasn't sure if my online stuff would work, but I could maybe do that next video. That way maybe I will also be dressed and not wearing my bathrobe. I literally didn't care. I don't care anymore. I used to care about my appearance in these streams. I would dress up, I would do my makeup, and then I stopped caring. Because I realized that all of the male streamers and YouTubers that I watch get away with rolling out of bed and then just doing what they want on the internet. And I was like, I'm fucking jealous. I don't want to have to put on makeup or nice clothes on. I just want to be able to sit down at my computer and chat with people about things that I care about. So I'm taking a page out of their book, at least today. Anyway. Alrighty, I think everything works. It's all good. Hopefully nothing explodes in between now and the next time that I stream. You still look gorgeous. Thank you. It's the hair. This is my hair from the wedding. I still haven't washed my hair, so it's a little curly. And I'm like, oh, I like curls. Looks like I made an effort. I didn't. Okay, alrighty. Have a lovely night, morning, afternoon, rest of your day, wherever in the world you are. Thank you for hanging out with me and chatting with me. This was really fun. I hope it's as interesting for you to listen to as it is for me to talk to you guys, because it's fun to just share information and bitch about bad things together and celebrate the good things together. So I will see you next time, hopefully soon. Bye, guys.